So just 36 in the 25, not the end of the world. License plate cover, not the end of the world. Actually, I was going 35. Okay, so you admit you're going to, okay, I need driver's license, proof of insurance.
Welcome back to Advocacy, Alchemy with Professor Ross. Today we have a good one, guys. It's been a while since we've had a sovereign citizen case on the channel, but this one might be worth the wait. We're headed to St. Johns County, Florida, where a simple traffic stop for speeding and an obscure plate turns into a clash of ideologies. The driver refuses to provide ID and claims she's not driving, she's traveling. A classic move from the sovereign citizen playbook. But as we'll see, those arguments don't carry much weight when you're face to face with the Florida law. So with that, let's jump right in.
What's this? Morning, Deputy Regan, St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. 2 reasons I'm stopping you. 1, Pine Island, speed limit's 25. You were going 36. Okay. That's still 10 miles per hour over the posted speed limit. It's 25. No, it's not 25?
So, I was going at 35.
So that's 10 over. You just told me that you're going 10 over the posted speed limit. Yes, you did. You said you're going 35, right?
Yeah, but I said
that's a 25.
35.
No, ma'am. The whole thing's 25.
Okay.
The other issue is your license plate cover is illegal. You can't have a tinted license plate cover over your license plate. Before I ask for any documentation, are there any weapons in the vehicle? Guns, knives, hand grenades, tomahawk missiles? Okay, I need your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance from you.
Okay. Can I just go to my job?
No. I need your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
Okay.
I am not going to ask again.
I'm not driving.
You're not?
Traveling.
Stand by. Step out.
Are you serious?
Get out of the car.
Oh my god.
Start me, test 9, code 1. Okay. 42 St. Johns. I got 1 secure so far.
Sir, I'm literally on my way to work.
She advised she was traveling, not driving. 248.
Okay.
All right. Well, right now you're under arrest for failure to identify. You were told to give me your license during a lawful detainment for a traffic violation, multiple traffic violations. You advised you were not going to give it to me, and that you're not driving, you're traveling, while you're sitting in the driver's seat of this vehicle, operating on the highways of Florida. All right? Do you have any questions for me?
I gotta make 1 phone call, sir.
No.
I have to make a
Absolutely not.
I have to call
Nope.
my lawyer.
Do you have a driver's license? Are you suspended?
No.
No to which one?
I have to make a phone call, sir.
Okay. Walk back to my car. Nope. Go to tow your car as well.
Okay.
Do you have any weapons on you? Guns, knives, hand grenades, tomahawk missiles?
No,
Anything that's going to poke me, stab me, stick me?
No.
Do you have any narcotics on you?
No.
You're going to go and get checked when we get down to the jail. If there's anything on you, it becomes a felony when we get to the jail.
I don't have anything on me.
Okay. Lean up against my car, put your forehead on that glass. Spread your feet. More. Is there anything in that vehicle I need to know about?
No, sir.
Okay. You gonna give me a first name or anything? Have a seat.
support.
4262 St. John's. I found my driver in prior contact. She is very much suspended. I added her to the call. I'm not driving, I'm traveling.
I heard that.
So just 36 in the 25, not the end of the world. License plate cover, not the end of the world. Actually, I was going 35. Okay, so you admit you're going. Okay, I need driver's license, registration for insurance. I need your driver's license, registration for insurance. I'm not going to ask again. Give me your driver's license. I'm not driving. I'm traveling. Walk around the car. Get out.
Lovely. Was she coming here to work or something?
Well, I lit her up there, and then she slammed on the brakes, turned in here real hard. And she's like, "Can I just go to work?" I'm like, "No."
Oh man.
So, but we pulled her over recently. Luckily, in the same vehicle. So I just looked at the vehicle. Oh, she's in the medical field. That's super comforting. Jesus. They let delusional people provide medical care.
Somebody's got to do the labor.
But I already got a tow truck on the way, so I just expected her to resist getting out of the car, and then she didn't. So appreciate you. Yeah, I think she's like a home healthcare nurse. That's terrible.
Oh, that's not.
It's not the same
That's
thing.
not really a medical
Yeah, it's not the same thing, but
caregiver.
somebody's got to do it, man. They do important stuff.
Traveler's information.
TDLSR, second or subsequent, and refusal to ID. Not driving. It's been a minute since I had somebody pulled I'm not driving, I'm traveling.
I've never had that.
Up here, we got a couple like frequent sovereigns. She's got a social security card on her. She believes in that. She's not a driver's license.
Because it's suspended.
Oh, it is super suspended, dude. She's got like 9 or 10 suspensions on it, all for non-payment. So she keeps getting tickets, not paying them because she doesn't believe that the laws apply to her.
Mm-hmm.
I think there should be, like, you know how there's HTO? There should be one that's STO, sovereign, traffic offender. So every time they get stopped, it's a felony. Eventually they'll learn. Hey, driver's licenses are required. Driving is a privilege, not a right.
All right.
No drugs. Yay. She got like 4 different purses in this purse. Yeah, there's nothing in here, so I don't care about that.
All right. I'll wait on your tow truck.
Let's break down the laws from Florida that apply to this traffic stop. First, you have speeding. This is found at the Florida Statutes, section 316.183. Here, the Florida law says that speed limits are set on all roadways, and in this case, the posted speed limit was 25 miles per hour. The officer caught the driver at 36. That's 11 miles per hour over the limit. Now, this is a civil infraction with fines typically starting around $129 and increasing depending on the speed and the location, especially if there's a school or construction zone nearby. Number 2, obscured license plate. This is found at the Florida Statute section 316.605. License plates are to be clearly visible and legible from at least 100 feet. Florida prohibits tinted covers that obscure any part of the plate. This is a non-criminal traffic infraction and usually results in a ticket and a fine of about $116. Next, you have failure to display driver's license. This is found at section 322.15. Drivers in Florida are legally required to present a valid driver's license when requested by law enforcement during a lawful stop. This is a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Number 4, resisting an officer without violence. This is found at section 843.02. This statute applies when someone knowingly and willfully refuses or obstructs a law enforcement officer's lawful commands, such as refusing to step out of the vehicle or to provide identification when requested. This is a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 1 year in jail, a fine of up to $1,000. You could be subjected to 1 year's worth of probation. And finally, number 5, driving while license is suspended or revoked. Second or subsequent offense. This is found at 322.34 section 2C. The driver in this case had a heavily suspended license with numerous prior suspensions for unpaid tickets. Operating a motor vehicle in that condition, especially with prior convictions, elevates the offense. This is a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 1 year in jail, a fine of $1,000, and possible vehicle impoundment. What is a sovereign citizen? It's important that we pause for just a quick moment because some of you all have not been with us since we first started dealing with sovereign citizens. And if you've heard someone say, "I'm not driving, I'm traveling," this might feel a little confusing. Sovereign citizens are individuals who believe that they're not subject to any laws, regulations, or authority of the United States government. They often reject government-issued licenses, vehicle registration, and even court authority. They rely on fake legal language, pseudo-language, and phrases like, "I'm traveling under common law," "I don't consent," "I am a free inhabitant," stuff like that. But here's the reality. These arguments have no legal basis. Courts across the country have consistently rejected sovereign citizen claims. They don't exempt someone from traffic laws, criminal charges, or legal consequences. Now, this isn't just a fringe belief. It's a dangerous misunderstanding of how the law works. And when you're in real-world situations, these tactics often escalate minor infractions into arrests, just like we saw in this video. If you're new to this topic, check out our previous episodes where we break down courtroom confrontations and traffic stops involving sovereign citizens. And we explain exactly why their logic fails when subjected to legal scrutiny. In every legal case, the level of evidence required depends on the action being taken. Let's walk through all 6 levels and apply them to this case and this arrest. Number 1, mere suspicion. This is the lowest level of evidence. All right, this is more of a gut feeling than any concrete proof. It's not enough to justify a stop or a search. A good example is if the officer felt something was off before running the radar but had no facts, that would be simply a mere suspicion. Number 2, reasonable suspicion. This means the officer has specific, articulable facts suggesting that a person may be involved in some criminal activity. Now, this level does justify a stop and a limited investigation. Here, the officer observed the vehicle speeding and noted the illegal plate cover. That gave him reasonable suspicion to initiate a stop. Number 3, probable cause. This is a reasonable belief based on facts that a person has committed a crime. Now, this is enough to make an arrest and potentially conduct a search or to go back and receive a search warrant. When the driver refused to identify herself, invoked sovereign language, and was found to be without a license, the officer had probable cause to arrest her. Number 4, preponderance of the evidence. This is used mostly in civil cases, and it means it's more likely than not that something occurred. And you can think of this like a scale with one side slightly heavier than the other. In a case like this, it takes just over 50%. So it takes about 51% of the evidence in your favor to win this type of action. A good example is it's more likely than not that this woman was knowingly driving on a suspended license based on prior violations and her refusal to cooperate. Number 5, clear and convincing evidence. This is a higher standard often used in administrative or family law cases. The evidence must be highly and substantially more probable to be true than not. We usually say it takes about 75% of the evidence in your favor to win this type of case. This is used in cases where more evidence is going to be required. A good example is in a license reinstatement hearing. The record of multiple suspensions and refusal to comply could meet this burden to justify continued suspension or vehicle impoundment. All right, number 6, beyond a reasonable doubt. This is the highest standard and is required in each criminal conviction. The evidence must leave no reasonable doubt in the minds of the juror. This standard of evidence means there's no other logical reason besides the guilt of the defendant. A good example is to convict this woman of resisting arrest or knowingly driving with a suspended license. The prosecution must prove she understood the law, deliberately defied it, and that she wasn't just simply confused or misinformed. Now, it's your turn to step into the jury box. Imagine you're in court and you're watching this body cam footage as evidence. The driver refuses to give her license. She says, "I'm traveling, not driving," and claims the law doesn't apply to her. As a juror, what's your first reaction? Is she confused, defiant, or is it something else completely? Ask yourself this: what did your intuition say the moment she started speaking? Do you sense something's off here? If you did get that gut feeling, remember, it's sometime pointing out there's something worth examining. Police officers are trained to listen. Jurors should listen to this same feeling also. Here, we had a long history of unpaid tickets and license suspension. We have prior contact with law enforcement. We have a flat refusal to comply with clear, lawful commands. Would you say she's just exercising her rights or trying to sidestep accountability? Also, how does her claim of working in healthcare affect your thinking? Does holding a position of trust come with a greater responsibility to follow the law, even during a traffic stop? Finally, would you find her guilty of resisting an officer? Would you convict her for knowingly driving on a suspended license? Or would you give her the benefit of the doubt based on her beliefs? Drop your verdict in the comments, guilty or not guilty. And tell me, do you trust your gut when it comes to this person's credibility and their intent? This case wasn't about speeding or a license plate cover. It was about accountability. When someone rejects the rule of law and clings to internet myths like sovereign citizen ideology, they risk turning a routine stop into a criminal charge. The phrase, "I'm not driving, I'm traveling," it might sound clever in a social media post, but on the side of the road, in front of a trained officer, or in a courtroom, it holds zero legal weight. And when you double down with refusal, defiance, and a suspended license, you're not fighting the system, you're reinforcing it. Now, let's bring it all back to something deeper: your intuition. The police officer in this video felt it. That sense that something wasn't adding up. It's like a quiet signal we all get when a person's words don't match the situation, when the energy's off, when the defiance runs deeper than just a misunderstanding. These instincts matter for officers, jurors, and for all of us navigating truth and whether we trust someone. So here's our big takeaway: comply first, challenge later. Don't let legal misinformation turn a citation into a jail cell. Trust your intuition, but verify the facts. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what your verdict is in the comments. Would you convict or acquit? And also, what does your intuition tell you about this situation? Remember, this is Advocacy Alchemy, and I am Professor Ross. I'll see you tomorrow. Everyone be safe out there, and have a great day.